It's a very immersive piece, and really what it is about using your senses, and not just your eyes, but your ears and everything that you're surrounded by.
I think, again, everyone wants to see a 1938 show, really, or just see a radio show. I mean, the excitement of that studio room, I think it will make a great hush.
Many people have gone to the theatre, but I don't know that many people will have been to a radio recording of a play. So it's almost like they're involved. You know, it's like they're a fly on the wall. It's not just that they're watching, they're involved as well.
It's not really being done, so from that perspective, people aren't prepared for what to expect.
You had no sense at any time that you were being followed.
Great heavens!
I mean, it's going to be manic.
The concept of the piece is like a broadcast from 1938, set in London, which is just pre-war. And the idea is that we have a company of actors who are going to put on a broadcast of The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's quite an immersive piece as well, so there's lots going on at the beginning of the show, so I do advise audiences to come along a bit earlier than 7:30, which is when it starts, to get a bit of a feel for this company of actors that we're building. So it's going to be a play within a play, so we're going to present these actors and then they will put on the show.
Look at the square coat! Yeah, a fellow was wearing it as a disguise. Fiendish!
It's looking in almost to another life. The people who still invest themselves into the performance of a play, but also observing the relationship between these people. So it's almost like a fly on the wall. It's not just going to the theatre to be told a story. It's going to be told a story by these celebrities who you gossip about, you hear things about.
The whole thing has to come through our voices and through the sound effects, which is fascinating but difficult as well, because you have to be on the ball. Everything, the timing has to be, you know, spot on. And it's interesting for me because I love the archers and I love Round the Horn. And when you sort of listen to these pieces, you're transported. And that's what we are trying to create. And yet, there is an audience viewing that.
Come in, Watson!
You're right, Holmes. I thought I heard
Nothing. A dream.
What kind of dream?
A dream of foreboding, Watson. Of pagan times in a godless place. We must be vigilant. The devil comes in many forms. He is always out there, prowling in the darkness.
I have warned you, Holmes, about the use of cocaine on an empty stomach.
Quite right. Let's forget about it.
It's great, actually, because when you put all the things together, it's a great spectacle watching the mechanics of the show. And especially with all the sound effects put in there as well. And you don't watch The Hound of the Baskervilles, you watch a radio show that's being put on. And some of the best parts are probably when we're not speaking, actually, like all the interactions that you have between the cast and the sound people while the show is being read. It's like acting all the time, I suppose, because you don't go off stage as such. You just keep doing it. You're sat in the corner, you might have a cigarette, might have a little flirt with the sound lady, or what have you.
You can have a little look to the director or whoever, and a little cheeky, kind of, because people can't see. And I love that. But what's interesting about this project is that people will be able to see into our world. That it's very voyeuristic, and we're letting them in. And they're going to see how all the magic happens.
There will be thousands of props. We have little props and big props, and they will all make a sound of some sort that will be used throughout to create an atmosphere for the show, so an audience is allowed to use their imagination, just as a director would normally lead them by showing them a set and exactly where actors would walk on and off. What we're presenting to them is these are the sounds, these are the noises. If you just sit back and close your eyes, can you imagine the story for yourself?
This was a very much a regular thing. Yes, cinema was big at that time. However, most people still listen to the radio.
It's opening up to a whole younger generation of people who would like to see how these things work as well.
There isn't enough done with actors' voices and the importance of an actor's voice and sound in general. You watch movies and you just don't think about the sound, but it's an extremely complicated thing to put together. And it is a dying thing. Radio is a dying medium. It's moving much more to podcasts and internet. So there are people still listening. It's just done in a different fashion. And I'm trying to kind of bring people back to the idea of sitting at home and being read to, which was something that I always loved as a child.
Obviously, there's the option of them having the blindfolds, is if they're sitting at home listening to the wireless. And so, you know, it's really up to us to create that, because if they choose to do that, they have to be transported audibly as well as visually. So, which I hope they do watch it, because it's lovely costumes as well.
It's going to look fantastic. We've got some bits that are really, really huge pieces, like wind machines and rain machines, and we've got some tiny little things which make bird sounds. So visually it looks fantastic. The cast are brilliant for this. They're absolutely fantastic, and they work together so well as an ensemble. So you really will feel that these are a bunch of people, from superstars all the way down to the techies, that are used to being with each other.
Look out the window then.
Great Scott! Look, Marty.
See you later, kids. Bye.